Hello guys, welcome back to the Beastie Room. We've got a really quite exciting little project that's been on the go now for some months, I must say. Yes, it's been some months, and it's all because we've been waiting for these new custom build tanks. Now you regulars would have seen we done one for our Sturmy just recently. Today we are going to do one for our Balfouri commune. Now there's a bit of a story with this Balfouri commune. It's in this tank here at the moment, and this was some months ago now, back in the summer months. We had a Balfouri commune donated to us by a subscriber, Steve Buckwell, who has since become a firm friend, and we communicate quite a lot. And he basically had them in a Habisphere enclosure, and with a clay construction that he'd done inside there for them all to hide and to live. And within a very short space of time of having them here, he said there was 17 inside that enclosure, and they were pretty much like grown on juvies. There was a couple of larger ones and a couple of smaller ones, but mainly juvies in the middle. And well, within a very short space of them coming here, they started molting out, and we popped out three or four males. So I decided, because there was constant hassle in the tank, they were pestering everybody, so I decided to dismantle the tank and set them up in another one, which meant they went into this temporary enclosure here, because we were still waiting on these. Now what we're going to do, we've got some really good news, and I'll let you know in a little while. We are going to put this down on the side, and we're going to set this one up now as our forever home. Now I know Steve has been waiting a long time for this, as have we. It's been a long old road making these tanks, and mainly for the design aspect, we want to make sure that we got things right. So we've got sliding glass front doors on there, and most importantly of all, I really wanted a removable lid, and there you go. That is what we got. So what we're going to do today is, I think it's nice now to have a backdrop in your enclosure, and I've cut this piece of cork to fit in here. And I've done that in advance because you don't need to see me cut that. And then, as you can see there's a bit of a bow in it. So what we're going to do, we've got some little cork offcuts here. We're going to squeeze that in there, and then we're going to force them under there, like so. And that will hold that nice and tight to the wall now. Now, the main thing being, we don't want our spiders getting behind our background. That really wouldn't do. And we don't want all our food disappearing behind there either, do we? So we're going to have our cork background there. There'll be a nice little backdrop. And what I've decided to go for on this one is the mixed desert substrate from Leo Life. I really like this stuff. It's really quite smart, and it's quite naturalistic too. The only downside is it is very, very heavy. So do make sure you've got a strong shelf or whatever you put this on. I might get away with a one bag, that'd be good. As you can see, there's some thick hard lumps in it as well, and it is incredibly heavy. Now one of the things that strikes me with the Balfouri is I hear a lot of people saying about giving them deep substrates in which to burrow. I've not found that entirely necessary. I found they've tended to live on the surface, and if you give them pieces of cork or whatever, they'll actually hide under them, but I've not really noticed them dig things out as such. Yeah, so it's a sort of it's a bit of a weird one. So we're not going to bother going too mad with the depth of this substrate. Not to mention it is damn heavy stuff as well. That really is heavy. But as you can see, we've got a nice colour contrast there, which is what I was hoping for. Now we've got, these are some really dried, listen to that. You see that? That is absolutely bone dry. Now this is what we've collected from the wild. We've done nothing with it. This is literally just weather beaten. And the idea I'm hoping to achieve is I want them to actually web this up, but I want them to web all up the back wall and nothing on the front. That's the plan. That's what we're hoping to get. So we can, let me just play around with it. And what we're looking for, we're just looking to give them plenty of anchor points, really. That is all. There we go. That don't look bad, does it? Make sure our roof, we're not too high on the roof, because we've got to slide our roof in there as well. Actually, I think that look all right. So what we're doing here now, the plan is that they'll web up the bases in amongst these branches here and round here, and then eventually, over time, it won't take them long, but over time they will actually come up the back. They'll use the back wall as an anchor point as well, which is why we used the cork. That was the idea of that. And eventually we'll get the whole of this will be just one big web. But I don't want them on the front. That's the most important thing. We don't want them on the front. And we also, I don't really want them to have too much in the way of cork on the floor either. Now this is because I'm hoping that eventually there'll be no sort of dead ends in this. This will literally all be web. There'll be no other material in there, because one of the things I've found when I've used cork bark in the other communals that we've done, you can create a dead end, and if you get a female or a male get stuck in there, then it causes problems. If we have them where they just have pure web everywhere, there is 9 times out of 10 there is an escape route for that spider, and they will use it. So what we're going to do is we're going to put one piece of cork bark in here. Bearing in mind this commune is already perfectly happy as they are. They all know each other. They're all friends, as it were. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a piece in here. Now this is purely, literally purely, just to give them somewhere to go, as this is a brand new enclosure. That is all. That's all it needs to do. And what we're going to do now, we're going to see if we can't get a little bit arty here. Some other little bits and pieces here we can add to it. What I would like to do, we've got some air plants here, so I thought we'd give them a try. Now obviously if we use the air plants, then they're going to get webbed up. So the idea is now we're trying to find somewhere where we can put one where it won't get webbed up. And I'm thinking sort of like this. So what I'll do, I've got my hot glue gun here. We're going to stick a double of that on there. I think it was there, can't remember. Ow, 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 ow. Hot glue is very hot, guys. Ow, stuck my finger. What an absolute mess. Get off. Right, so what I'm going to do, don't put your forearm on the gun, David. It gets very warm. So what we're going to do now is we're going to just put that on the glass. Now bearing in mind, like I said, we don't want them webbing on the glass, and I'm hoping if they can't make a contact point between here and here, then they won't web this plant in. That's the idea. Will it work? Well, I have no idea, but we will try. So we've got some little air plants here. I think we can stick that in there like so. So what we're going to do, we're going to use a little bit of super glue for these. What I'm going to do, I'm literally going to find a nice little spot for it, which I think is just about there. And we're going to stick a bit of super glue in there. call it super glue, but I never have a lot of luck with this stuff. Come on, super glue. You're not being very super, are you? This is why I like my hot glue. It works a whole lot quicker. Super glue, my. Right. Come on.
Blow it.
Yeah, that worked, didn't it? Right.
Why can't we use your hot glue?
We're going to go for the hot glue. I'm sorry, air plant, but what can I say? Hopefully the hot glue won't kill me air plant. There we go. I think that might just have done it. This might not have been very successful. Oh, can you believe it?
Doesn't always go right for Mr. Fisher.
What is going on? Right, okay. We're going to do this again. We're going to get a bit of tissue. Now then guys, for all you out there that think everything is edited on YouTube, this is a prime example of no it's not. Right, we are going to go, I'm not going to do my fingers this time. Right, we're going to go straight back on here, we're going to go all the way down there again. I see no reason why this can't work. So, let's try again. If in doubt, try again. Right. Right. That's what we were missing. The water. Right then. Actually, that didn't do much harm to that at all. Right. There we go. We're not going to bother with glue. We're just going to leave it in there. Now, hopefully, the fact that our spiders shouldn't get up here, we should be okay. Yeah. That's my excuse and we're sticking with it. Right. Where can we put this one? I think we might just have to have one of them get webbed up a little bit. It would be nice just to have a little bit of colour in the back there like that. Now these being air plants, we shouldn't need to water these as such, so literally just a very light misting is all that they're going to require, which is absolutely perfect for our situation here, because we don't want a huge amount of water. Although, that being said, I do water my Balfouris. I know a lot of people don't, but I personally do. Right. Things are very trying today, aren't they? Leave that there, because we don't need a root system. I think what we'll do is we will literally just put that in there like so, and that will join that lot up. Right, that is it. And then we've got a couple of bits of stone, just as a little bit of decoration. We can just plonk them around. Just adds a little bit of extra. Gives it a bit of something. No, don't want that bit. We don't like that bit. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put a water bowl down in the front here. In there. That's it. Now don't forget, just because your Balfouris are a dry species doesn't mean they don't require water. Right. I actually think that don't look too terrible. So hopefully, all being well, the plan is that they will web up all of this inside here, all of the back, and they'll probably go right to the top here, all being well, and they'll cover all of this in, and then we should hopefully end up with like a sheet of web with just tunnels poking in and out all over it. But the plan is that this front section here will stay web free, which will allow us a clear viewing into the enclosure. We don't want to be obscured by all that web. So the plan being the front will remain nice and clean. Now if they do decide to manage to make the jump from there to the front, then all we've got to do is take our glass out and we can clean it. And believe it or not, if you've got a spider that is persistent in webbing up your front glass, if you consistently clean it off, eventually they get the idea that it's not a good idea. So, and they will then move and web somewhere else. I quite often do this with some of my arboreal things. They'll some of them choose the front of the enclosure, which is really awkward. So we just keep them clean, and eventually they get the idea that they're wasting their time. Right, I think that looks quite nice. I do quite like that. So what we're going to do now is a little giveaway there. Look at that. Have I just given the game away? Right. Now then. What we got here, this is our communal. Now they've been in here for some time, and it's probably better there. They've been in here for some time, and you can see where they've literally webbed everything up. And this is what we want to try and avoid. We don't want this on the front glass in this enclosure. We want to try and keep it nice and open. Now if you come down and have a close look here, there is a little giveaway here. Look at these. Can we see them? A bit of zoom in a little bit. We can. These are tiny molts. There's more over here. See, they're quite big ones. So there you go. So what's happened now is, like I was saying earlier on, when we collected these from Steve, he said there were 17 animals in here, or 17 spiders I should say, and we ended up with 3 or 4 males all molted out together, and it created chaos. So we literally emptied the enclosure, built this new one as a temporary thing, and put them all in here with just one male. Now that one male has obviously done a fantastic job. So now you've often heard me say, and I say it a lot actually on Facebook in some of the groups there, that people say about breeding their Balfouris, and I always promote keeping your female on her own, as we do here. These are all females here, and this is how we breed them. We keep them on their own, and there is far more success. Now personally for me, this is the first time I've had a hatching in a communal situation, so this is really cool. But you do stand a far better chance if they're separated. But maybe Steve had some very good ones in here, we're not sure. I know when we rehoused them we had one rather large female, and I'm pretty much sure she will be the mother to these babies. Now we now need to be able to try and break into this, remove our adults so we can get a count and move them into here, and then the babies we will then catch up and they will be kept separate. So what we're going to do is we're going to gradually take this down You can see the holes in here that they've dug. It's absolutely fantastic. See this here? Look at this lovely clean hole. You notice how they keep the edges nice and clean. It's amazing. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this webbing apart. You see how it's so fine? And this is what you'll find with your Balfouris. When the female has got an egg sac, just before she goes down to lay, she will lay all of this fine webbing all over the top of wherever it is she's hiding. And this aids the babies. When they come out, they will come out and they will molt, as you've seen. There's all the little molts inside this. And they will come out and molt in this. Quite incredible stuff. I don't know if you can hear that. Look at that. Right. As you can see, what we've done with this enclosure, we've got a piece of bogwood in the middle, and then just to make it a little bit more secure, we put some pieces of cork in, and this is what they've finally dug and built themselves around. So as we take this out, we just need to be double careful that we've got no babies in it. I would imagine all the babies will be on the front. On there. Right, now we're going to take this water bowl out. We have movement. So we're going to clean up some of this, more of this web. There goes a baby. Tiny little sling. And you remember, if we slowly break our way in from the outside in, we're basically corralling the spiders into an area, which makes it easier for us to deal with them. So we just keep nibbling away. There we go. You notice no one's come out yet. They might do now. Yep. Watch my fingers there. Yep. Make sure we've got no little slings tucked away in here. Nothing in there. So far so good. This is Mum, and I think this is where she had them down here. There you go, you can see some babies there now.
You can clear the front a bit for us.
Okay. Can I clear the front? Let's see what we can do. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this piece out here. Now, don't forget these are an old world baboon, and although they are generally pretty well behaved, they will defend themselves, so just be cautious of your fingers. There we go, there's an old molt. More molts there. We have a spider here. And we can start to see a little bit of movement now. Yeah, right, okay. I'm going to try and get these to come out so that we can catch them up. And there's our big female. She is a stunner. can just come in here. Okay, you don't want to go that way, do you? Right. This is one piece. This is going to be exciting. Now, as generally with these guys, it's the little males that are normally the fastest. What we need to do is get him out in the open. Well, we got him. There is a young female by the look of it. Thought that was a little male. Oh dear, look at them all in there. Right, so what we have to try and do now is get these to come out one by one. Come out, go on, go round. Go that way. This is going to be fun and games. There's a nice female there. So this is the safest way to do these, because obviously with the babies in there we can't just lift it all out. I'm surprised we're not seeing more adults coming through. This one's actually being quite defensive, so we need to get her to come to where we can get our catch cup in. That's a girl, come on out. So just slowly move them. Careful that we don't put the top of the box on the top, because she'll be straight out. There we go. These really have grown since we last moved them. They are all under here. Yeah, there's another piece of cork there.
There's one.
Oh yeah, there's 3 of them here. All come popping out together.
And baby.
You got babies?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look. Right. There's our male. See the difference in his colouring. He's a stunning little individual, he is. Now he's been mature now for, must be 4 or 5 months, and still looking really good. There's another one. That's another male. That is huge. For a male, that's very, very big. That is very, very big. This is a different male, I think. And they keep on coming. There's another one there. I've got this piece of bark here. Check that. It's nice and clean. Right. Here we go. Now we can see them. As you can see, the males are very, very active. There's another one. Not another male. Wow. How many males in this commune? Well, this is very surprising. There's a molt. I think that might be all of them. Looks like it. Where have all them babies gone? Right, I think that is all our adults. Of things. I don't see any more. Right. So what we will do, we will put this down now and we will sort out the babies. Let's have a quick look at what we've got here. Now we have, these are mature males. That's a mature male. That's a female. Female. What was this one? This is another mature male. Wow. So we've ended up. Oh dear. As you can see now, when you have a commune, when Steve donated these, we had 17 individuals. Now we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 here. So we've taken 9 out. Is that right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've taken 9 out, haven't we? We had 17. Is that right? Is that my maths right? So yes. So we've already taken out a surplus of males. Now out of that complete thing there, we are left with 4 females. 4 females out of 17 individuals. So that is really male heavy. So we've got 4 mature males here now. We've already taken, I'm sure it was 3 or 4 before that we took out. So yes, that is quite interesting. So what we're going to do now is we are going to pop these in here, and we will let them have a wander. I mean, obviously they're really going to have their work cut out webbing this up now with just 4 of them, but I don't think it's going to, I don't think it'll take them long. There we go. Very, very pretty spiders. This one here. Aren't they absolutely gorgeous? Don't they look nice on this substrate? That really shows them off. I think they look rather fantastic on that. That was a good choice. Whoa, what are you doing up there? Come on. Let's get this one out of this box first. There we go. As you can see, they do have a fair turn of speed. We're just going to try and teach this one it's got to go back. Got a nice new enclosure. Why don't you use it? There we go. I think what we'll do is we'll pop one male back in. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Which was the least trouble? Come on, come on. Oi. No. This way. Get back in. You've got a grand old palace here. What's the matter with you? Right. I think, you know what, I think we'll go with this one's pretty awesome. Oh, this one. What do you reckon? With your males, there is pretty much as one's very much like another. What we're going to do, we're going to just place that in there because we've already seen our males are very quick and skittish. So we're just going to give this one a little tickle. This is where he goes straight in and straight out again. There we go, go on. He is absolutely beautiful. Whoa, 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 whoa. Look at that. Doesn't he look absolutely stunning? Very, very pretty. Oh, I'm not going to get my photograph. He's gone already. That was good, wasn't it? Right then, so what we're going to do, we're going to fill our water bowl, and then we can concentrate on sorting out these babies. Well, guys, we're back. Camera lady has done her job. We've gone through, and believe it or not, we only managed to find 7 babies in the whole of that lot. Now this is them here. You can see they're there. Oh, I think I just dropped one.
Ooh. There he goes.
Oh.
There he goes, he's coming towards you.
Yeah. There we go, he's in. So yeah, like we were saying, we've only managed to find 7 babies. Now, as you would have seen in the beginning of the video, there seem to be quite a few molts up in the webbing of the old enclosure. So this sort of beggars the question as to what's happened to the rest of them. Now, there's obviously there's been some predation at some point with these young slings. Now, we don't get this when we have a single female on her own, and that's possibly because normally at this stage we would have removed them and taken them out. So you would have thought, being in the commune, that at this stage they would still be fine. But yeah, it's a difficult one to try and answer actually. So we're not 100% sure what's gone on. So maybe, was it the fact that we've got a multitude of males? I mean, there was 4 males in there with 3, I can't remember how many we had now.
4 females.
4 females and 4 males. And you'd have seen there that one of those females was actually quite small. It's quite a juvie. And we've got 3 adults. So maybe the constant harassment from our males has maybe been some of the reason for the decline in these babies. That's the only thing I can think of. I really don't understand why we should have so few. But never mind, we got 7. Lesson learned. We'll see what happens now. We've put 1 male in there, so he's gone back in with these females, and we'll just see what goes on. We'll see what happens, and fingers crossed we'll have better luck next time. Right then, well, I hope you enjoyed that. Something a little different, and I'd like to say a big thank you to Steve Buckwell, for these amazing spiders. They really are cool, and a lovely addition to our room. They really are something special. It's just outrageous how many males have come out of that initial 17. It's just crazy. I mean, we are down to 4 females. Would you believe them kind of statistics? Outrageous. Right then, well, I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget, be calm, be gentle, and love your spiders. I'll see you soon, guys.